The story of the Holy Spear began at the crucifixion of Jesus of Nazareth. According to the Gospel of St. John, a Roman soldier plunged his spear into Jesus' side to verify that he was dead. From that moment, the spear became a relic of immense divine power.
Here we have something that actually pierced Christ. It wasn't just associated with Christ, but it actually was invasive. It pierced his body.
From the first Christian emperor Constantine to Charlemagne to Napoleon and Hitler, many of history's most powerful leaders have believed in this spear and the prophecy that accompanied it.
Whosoever claims this spear and solves its secrets holds the destiny of the world in his hands, for good or evil.
Today, the spear is kept in Vienna. It was returned to the Kunsthistoric Museum by US forces after the fall of the Third Reich. It's now part of a collection of some of the most fabulous jewels and relics in all Europe. For the first time ever, permission has been obtained to conduct a series of forensic tests. Tests that experts hope will reveal the spear's true age and unlock the truth behind the myth. With utmost care, the holy relic is removed from its protective display cabinet and packed in a specially designed steel carrying case. Its curator, Dr. Franz Kirchwegger, and 2 security guards stay with the ancient relic as it's moved from the museum. Kirchwegger wants the spear loaded quickly to protect it against would-be thieves and the harsh Viennese winter. The temperature has dropped to -10 degrees centigrade. Without fanfare, the priceless relic is hurried through the streets of Vienna en route to a secret location for testing. Is it possible that inside this van is the actual spear that pierced the side of Christ? Or is it a medieval relic? Perhaps it's neither. Perhaps it's a fake. The notion that the spear might be a phony comes from the events that took place in Nuremberg at the end of World War II. But there are at least 2 versions of these events. In one, a lone US officer and his German prisoner undertook a desperate mission. A mission to find the Holy Spear amid hundreds of works of art and priceless antiquities. Art and antiquities that had been looted by the Nazis under Hitler's orders. According to this story, Lieutenant Walter Horn of the US 7th Army took possession of the sacred object at 2:10 p.m. on the 30th of April 1945. He then passed the spear, along with its alleged powers, to his commander, General George S. Patton. Only 90 minutes later, its former owner, Adolf Hitler, was dead. But a rival version of events says that others got there first. That the SS removed the true spear from Nuremberg and replaced it with a fake. And that it was this fake that US forces returned to Vienna in 1946. Metallurgist Robert Feather has finally finished his analysis. He's been trying to determine if the spear is a Nazi fake.
It's quite out of the question. It's a genuine article, that I have no doubt. It's too complex, and some of the items, we can be very sure about the date of them, so it's not a fake, that's absolutely certain.
At last, one of the most enduring myths is debunked. Using the virtual spear, Feather breaks down his analysis of the relic piece by piece.
The golden outer sheath is certainly consistent with a date of the 14th century AD.
How about the silver sheath beneath it? Dedicated to the African knight Saint Maurice, it was allegedly inscribed by an 11th century German king called Heinrich.
The inner silver sheath does date to the 11th century AD.
Feather is also convinced that the silver wire dates to the 11th century. But to his astonishment, the distinctive wings that the wire holds in place are much older.
They're clearly not part of the original spear. The composition from X-ray fluorescence indicates that they are probably from a dagger blades of around about the 7th century as well.
The big question is, how old is the main body of the spear, the blade? Could it date to the crucifixion?
But as we peel off the gold sheath and the silver sheath and we get to the core of the spear, the probability is very strong that it's 7th or 8th century AD.
Refuting centuries of legend, Feather concludes that the spear does not date to the time of Christ. But that's not the end of the story. Feather's analysis of the nail set within the spear offers fascinating possibilities. Comparing it with a nail recovered from a 1st century AD crucifixion, he's amazed by the resemblance. Perhaps the nail later added to the spear is from Christ's crucifixion.
The likelihood of the nail as being a nail from the crucifixion, I think, is extremely remote. Its state of preservation pretty well excludes that possibility.
But under high magnification, Feather believes he's found something no one else has seen before.
When you look at the side profile, the area where the brass crosses are marked, you can quite clearly see that there is a discontinuity between that part and the base nail underneath it. So something has been added to that nail. Something has been hammered in.
Just what was added to the area marked by the brass crosses, Feather can only speculate.
You still can't rule out the very slim possibility that parts, fragments of a nail that was used in the crucifixion weren't hammered into this nail itself. That is something that we will never know.
The spear continues to cast its spell. Back in Nuremberg, the Festival of the Holy Lance is being recreated for the first time in centuries. Music and song that once blessed thousands of pilgrims ring out once more.
It's a link with an immensely significant event in the past, the crucifixion of Christ. But also it's been possessed by some of the movers and shapers of our history. You can see why that's going to appeal to the imagination of so many people. Here is their opportunity to be involved with the great moments of the past and be part of them.